Hello, welcome to Cha-Cha. Everybody dance Cha-Cha. So we're starting a new month. We're going to do a series of 4 sessions in some basic Cha-Cha patterns. But as always, when we introduce a new dance, we need to explain a little bit about the dance itself. So here's a few points. Obviously, Cha-Cha is part of a Latin family. It's maybe the best known of the Latin dances, so it goes along with rumba, salsa, as well as some lesser known styles such as bachata. It's classified as a rhythm dance, along with rumba and swing, which is not a Latin dance. In contrast with the smooth dances like waltz, foxtrot, which we did last month, and tango, which we're going to tango with next month. It's also a spot dance, in that, unlike those smooth dances, it does not classically, in a ballroom setting, move around the perimeter of the floor. You dance it wherever you are. It tends not to move. Some of the patterns can move quite a bit, actually, but it doesn't need to. You can do cha-cha in a very small space, especially if you keep your steps relatively small. At least usually it's a good idea, especially when you're learning. Okay, so unlike East Coast swing, it's not a rotational dance for the most part. It does tend to move either forward, back, or one side or the other. Right? So it's just a few things about the style of the dance, as you see. A few form tips. We dance this in typical ballroom style with a standard kind of a frame. Okay, where the upper body remains steady and most of the action is from the hips down. We did cover this in rumba. It's the same basic Latin motion that you want to try to build in, which mainly comes from the movement of the hips, which naturally moves the knees, right? We don't have to get any fancier than that. Foot patterns, we typically are keeping the ball of the foot to the floor or the side of the foot. The only thing to really be concerned about there is that we don't hop. Every once in a while you see somebody dancing cha-cha and they're bouncing, just like you would in East Coast swing, and they're lifting their feet up. That's not considered good cha-cha dance style. As you'll see, you want to keep the feet close to the floor, same as you would with rumba. And for the most part, when we're moving side to side or forward and back, we're going to keep it on a straight line, right? So we're not going to be angling as we move or curving as we go. In some of the smooth dances, there's a fair amount of curving that can be done. Here it's pretty much straight line, one way or the other, on either axis. It is a 4/4 time dance, pretty much everything is, except for waltz. The tempo of cha-cha is a little bit more upbeat typically than rumba, though there's a lot of dance tunes you could use either dance style with. Cha-cha tends to be a little bit faster, but not so fast that you'd want to move to a salsa, because it'd be hard to move your feet quickly enough in cha-cha. As you see, there's a set count we need, and we're going to show that when we get into the basic step. We counted in 4s, though, just as a little preview of that. And as always, in every one of these dance styles, every time you move your foot, leaders or followers, you want to change your weight, right? Unless it's a specialized step where we're tapping. We're not going to do any of that right now. Cha-cha is the first dance that we've done that involves syncopation. So all the beats are not exactly equal, and we'll illustrate what that means, right? So today, we hope to do 12 steps altogether. So you'll have a nice dozen steps that you can use and look pretty Latin cool on the dance floor. We're going to do, if things work out as planned, we're going to do 3 per session. So today we want to introduce the most basic, right? So to come on out, we're going to show you what they look like together, one after the other. Then we'll break them down, and then to close it up, we'll put some music on and show you what it looks like with music. Okay, so we'll do it this way first, and then we'll do a different angle. So we're going to begin with the basic step, which is counted for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. 2, 3, 4, and 1. 2, 3 to a progressive. 2, 3, 4, and 1. 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. Outside partner break. 4 and 1, 2, 3. Back to the basic. 4 and 1. So you hear how the count goes there. We'll do this the other way so you can see it. We're doing 3 steps: a side basic, a progressive basic, which is a forward and back, and then outside partner breaks, which is a variation on the basic, where each partner steps to the outside of the other. Same rhythm all the way through. So we'll do those in sequence, then we'll break down each of the steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. 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 So, there's the 3 steps together: side basic, progressive basic, and outside partner break. So how do we get there? Each dance partner is doing essentially the same step, but as always in mirroring form, right? So the follower is going to mirror what the leader is doing. So notice our very first step is to the leader's left, the follower's right. It's a 1, and it's straight to the side. It's a 1. The next step, the leader is going to take a step back for 2. Follower is coming forward on her left. And notice this foot really doesn't move, right? It's just that the weight shifts to the other leg. Then replace weight for 3. On 4, we go to the side. 4, here comes the syncopation part. And 1. And then we're ready to go back to the 2. 2, replace weight, 3, 4, and 1. 2, 3, 4, and 1. Yeah, if you want to clump it to get the rhythm, you can do that. But not once you get smooth, we don't want to do that. Okay, so what's going on with the syncopation thing? That's what the cha-cha-cha is, by the way. So we go, let me do it this way. 1, 2, 3, cha-cha-cha. 2, 3, side together, side. 2, 3, side together, side. 2, 3, or cha-cha-cha. 2, 3. If you've never done this before, best strategy is to just do that over and over for a few minutes at any given time until you start feeling that rhythm. Now, why is it syncopated? Well, at least strictly speaking, that and step is not only splitting the time between the 2 other steps, time of the music, but it has a little bit of a drag, right? So it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2. So it puts more of an accent on the and it drags a little bit behind being straight in the middle, or exactly in the middle, right? So there's a little bit of a delay there. And it makes the dancing style much more cha-cha-like to do it that way. Okay, so the follower, again, we'll do this open position. And by the way, you may have seen people, you may have danced this in the past, in a completely open position, right? That's not really ballroom style or American ballroom style, or even international ballroom style, cha-cha. But you can, right? So you could just be facing one another, and you'd be do your steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. And then a visual lead, so step forward on your left. 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3.
And as you progress and you feel like you're confident in that, then you can move your hips and actually your one leg is straight, your other leg is bent. That's kind of hard to do because your legs get tired quickly. So it's like 1, 2, 3, and 4, and that's how you get your cha-cha movement. So that comes a little later, but that's basically what it is.
It's an old, Latin hip move that you want to work in gradually. But if you're not used to doing that, it's fine just to, do pretty straight. And I wouldn't worry about that syncopation piece too much, but just so you know, it's in there. Okay, so again, we're doing exactly the same thing in that basic step, or the side basic technically. So you can look at the feet, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. And that is your most basic step.
So that's your cha-cha-cha.
Cha-cha-cha is the 4 and 1. All right, so what is the progressive like? Same rhythm. The difference is that we're going to move backwards and forward in a straight line instead of side to side. So we would start the same way, and most moves in cha-cha are going to start with at least half a basic move to get going. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 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 1, and we're back to the side-to-side basic, right? Which is the basic. So hopefully you can see that there's nothing that really is happening new. I hope the feet are clear in the picture. We'll do that from the other angle so you can see it coming right at you. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. I'm just doing the side basic. 4 and 1. Here we go. Progressive. 4 and 1. 2, 3. Cha cha cha. 2, 3, and cha cha cha. 2, 3. You can come out of it on either side. It's just a question of what leaders, what leg you're using the 2, 3 on. If I do 2, 3, and I want to come out of a progressive, then I'm going to move to my left because that's my left foot is available. If I want to come out of it on the right, it's going to be a 2, 3, 4, and 1 because we're going to hit that 1 on either side before we do our little rock forward or rock back, right? So that's our progressive. Now, the only step we want to show today, additional step, is that outside partner break. This is best illustrated from it doesn't have to be done from a two-handed open position. It's just easier to see. You can do it this way. But if you're just starting out with this, much less likelihood that you'll tangle feet if you go to this open position.
And all the dances that we've illustrated prior to this all have outside partner. So it's not...
Yeah, many of the dances have very similar steps in that particular style, right? So it's similar moves. Outside partner breaks, very common, just like we're going to show you probably next week. Cross body lead, you're going to get that in all kinds of dances. So let's go to two hand. So we're going to do the outside partner break. Again, it begins with a half a basic step. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. Now here's where the change comes in. Because I'm going to use the steerage, right, to tell my partner that I'm going to do something a little bit different. As steerage of the arms and the firm upper torso, right? This is our frame. And also, I'm just going to step across, right? So she's already ready to rock back on that right foot. So now I'm going to angle her a little bit and step 2, 3, 4, and 1. 2, 3, 4, and 1. 2, 3, 4, and 1. And we're not doing anything different than we've done in the side basic, except for that outside partner is on the rock. All right. Now, one little lead and follow tip: when we do that, we really have to have maintaining a good frame, right? So if we let our arms go, then it's going to be hard for the leader to communicate the lead or the follower to actually pick up the lead. Now, of course, you still have the change in the body position, right? So you might get away with it, but it wouldn't be the best kind of step. So one more time with that. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. 2, 3, 4, and 1. 2, 3. I'm going to close it up right here. 2, 3, 4, and 1.
And it's also tempting, to take big steps and also kind of do this. you're supposed to be upright and move this part of your torso, body, so.
That's what we're supposed to do. Let me see if I can get a little bit of music going here. I'm going to show you what this looks like. I guess we'll dance it without the music.
Oh, is it not working?
It's
Oh, Lord, can't put it
my
on the phone.
Bluetooth disconnected, okay? But we'll pick up when we go to number 2. Next week we'll dance it with music so you won't hear it. Okay, so just one more time, all together. Side basic. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. Progressive. 4 and 1, 2, 3, cha cha cha. 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, cha cha cha. 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. Okay. That's it for today. Cha cha number 1. Stay tuned for other steps.